There we go. Should have my microphone coming through now. Let's just make absolutely darn sure. And we're going to undeafen Adam. There he is. Adam, say something. Are you live?
Hello, I am live. There we go. Hello.
I think everybody should be able to see and hear us both now.
Looks like it.
Excellent stuff.
Evening, everybody in chat. Good evening, all.
Good
Happy
evening, Mark.
Sunday.
Good evening, Mr. Boob. Good evening, Damba. Mr. Boob. Evening, lords, ladies, and peasants. Oh my goodness me, who's a peasant? That's
in the peasant chat. Firmly in the peasant category here.
Oh, you're one of the peasants, are you? I see.
Oh yeah.
Right. Tonight we are just the two of us, unfortunately, because Rich has some personal things he has to take care of tonight. He's okay, so anyone who's worried, don't worry, he's all right. But if you want to send him some love on Instagram, telling him what a special, wonderful boy he is, please do, because he is a special, wonderful boy, and we love him around here. But it will just be Adam and I tonight as your hosts. I didn't want to delay it any further because, Adam, you fly to Canada on Wednesday?
Wednesday. I'm off back to Canada on Wednesday, concluding my summer, which is why I'm not really hobbying.
Yes. And you're there for 2 weeks? 1 week?
No, just the one. Just my buddy Blake, his wedding, actually. So, and he started collecting, and he's collecting orcs. So I'm sure at the wedding there will be a lot of wah noises, followed by a swift divorce. So no, I'm kidding, obviously.
I've heard that's your favourite thing to happen at a tournament, when someone yells that.
Oh boy, do I love that. Yep.
Mr. Dambuster says he probably won't be chatting loads as he's painting his Bloodthirster, so he apologises. You have no need to apologise, sir. You are painting a Bloodthirster, probably one of the best units in the game right now, second only to many other things, but a Scarbrand in particular within that book, and possibly Bellicor. We've talked a lot about Chaos Demons, and I said on Wednesday that we weren't going to talk any more about Chaos Demons, but as you know, this is a Tale of Many Warhipsters. It is chapter 11, can you believe it?
It's shocking.
It is shocking.
How have we been doing this? How have we been doing this for 11 months? It's just like,
well, we've been doing it for slightly longer because of delays in our personal lives.
Delays, yeah.
Yeah, but this is 11 chapters worth of content has taken place. We have one left to go, and I thought that, of course, that, you know, as we're approaching the end, and also because the Demons Codex was coming out, I might return to the project that kicked it all off. So that'll be some of the stuff that I've got to show you today. If you are a fan of the channel, and you are already liking the videos and you're already subscribed to the channel, you'll have seen all of these videos come out. But if you are not a fan of the channel yet, then you should be.
What are you doing?
Yep, you should also subscribe. You should also like this video, this stream, if you're not already liked it. But you should subscribe to the channel so you can see how I painted everything in A Tale of Many Warhipsters. It's pretty much all of the stuff that has taken place over the last 11 months. There's some stuff that hasn't. You know, some of the occasional custodian guard, for example. Not that they're making an appearance today. We have demons once again, and I'm very, very pleased for this. So, Adam, what are you excited for today? You haven't seen any of the stuff, have you, as normal?
No, I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of it. I'm very excited to see what offerings we are making to the Dark Gods, or to Sigma, or to the Emperor. Take your pick, really. Or any other assorted deity. But no, it looks like it's going to be a good one because the progress over the last 11 months has been pretty astounding.
It has.
So yeah, looking forward to it.
It has. I should say, next month, by all means, for the season finale of A Tale of Many Warhipsters, please do paint more stuff, but we would really like to see your finished collections or the kind of state of play, as it were, over the last 12 months. And it's going to be a bit of a bumper one, that one. So, like, anything that you want to send, videos, all of that kind of stuff, we will figure out a way to deliver it live finale of Tale of Many Warhipsters. A lot has been done, particularly by this man down here, Mr. Adam, Mr. ADL Wargamers for this. I think it's probably you. He's frozen in an unflattering way.
Am I frozen? I'm back. So I can see myself.
Maybe it was me who froze.
I think it may have been you, sir.
It may well have been me. We're apparently streaming at 23,000 kilobits per second, so that shouldn't really happen. But there we go. If you are ready to get on with things, shall we get on with things?
Sorry, I'm laughing because there's a slight delay, obviously, between talking to you and seeing what comes up on YouTube. But the position I froze in was quite unflattering, and then it flipped to one of me just being a bit angry by the look of it.
Yes, that can happen. Right. Shall we go? Shall we go then? Tale of Many Warhipsters, chapter 11.
Let's go.
If you're ready at home, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. A Tale of Many Warhipsters, chapter 11. So here we have it. Shock horror to nobody's surprise. Again. Apparently it's frozen yet again.
I don't know. I'm on a time delay, so it's done it again. The boob in chat has given you 0.5.
He'll do res 0.5. Thank you very much, Mr. Boob. It's very kind of you. We do need Rez's wonderful contributions of his exceptionally low ratings.
It looks like we're back.
It does, doesn't it? We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm really hoping.
Those are some pretty fine-looking flesh hounds, I gotta be honest.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, so first up we have myself here with some flesh hounds. I did 5 flesh hounds. Scarbrand is here once again. Hello, Scarbrand.
Ah! I'm angrier now.
Hopefully it stabilizes in a moment. If it doesn't, I'll start turning stuff off. Do you know what? I am going to put my phone on airplane mode. Just maybe that'll help. Don't know why, but it might.
The old Wi-Fi.
Yes. Right. So, yes, we start off with some flesh hounds from myself. Now, I was really excited to do these because I think flesh hounds are fantastic now, but they're also just... I've wanted to add them to my demons for a long time. They've got a very unique red scheme, which is really cool. And I was just, now that I have the new contrast paints in hand, makes it a lot easier to achieve some of these schemes that weren't necessarily easy to do before. So these ones are a prime example of that, of getting a burgundy. Like Flesh Tearer's red is fine, but it's not quite the right burgundy for flesh hounds. So Sigvald Burgundy, on the other hand, oh baby! And if you've seen the video, you'll know what I mean. Yeah, no, this was my first of 4 entries this month.
Yeah, they look really cool, man. I mean, the flesh hounds are a really cool model, I think. Just because they are just what the name says on the tin. They're like nightmare dogs. And I must admit, I do enough red and burgundy-ish stuff anyway. So I'm a big fan of the color scheme. Definitely one that I'm going to be checking out to steal that color palette from you for the flesh hounds, because I haven't watched that video yet. I have watched a couple of others, but I haven't watched that one. So I will go and check it out, as should everybody else in chat.
Yes, thank you. That's very kind of you. Everybody should check this out because it's the best. It's one of my favourite videos I've done recently. It only took me a day as well to do all 5. I was very, very happy.
Do you find, a question perhaps asked on behalf of chat, do you find it easier to paint flesh rather than armour? Like in terms of speed, find it easier to do, I say flesh, I mean they're demons, they're made of etheric empiric nonsense, but is it easier for you to paint like these, like let's say dragons or like giants, any of this sort of Sigmar stuff as well that has flesh out? Do you find that easier than doing armor, or like?
Sometimes it depends on how much recess detail is sculpted onto the miniature. So quite often with something like muscles and flesh, it is a bit easier because you've got those recesses for the dark contrast to run into. On flat panels, it obviously doesn't have anywhere to go, so you've got to pull it off, as it were. You've got to make sure you've not left it behind. Yeah. So it can be a lot easier to do things like this. The challenge with something like these is that there's no halfway point. on certain areas.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
on, most cavalry, there's like a girdle that goes underneath the middle, so you've
Right.
got the whole of the
Yeah.
front to do, whereas on these there isn't something like that. You've got the hair on the back and the horns and stuff. That acts as your halfway point on the top, but it doesn't help when you're doing like the belly or the underside of the legs, for example. It's the same thing for like with dragons, they've got armor plates and stuff like that. They've got a thing that you don't want to be the same color as everything else. So that can in and of itself be a lot easier to do. But then, if you've got really nice bunched muscles, so like something like ogres, for example, they're a really good example of they've got those bunched muscles. So you've got the creases in the flesh for that heavy contrast paint to go into.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're a little bit easier than doing something. Then again, a Space Marine is as a Space Marine does. The hardest Space Marines are actually, some of them are the Mark 6 Marines, because the legs, the big part of the leg, the sort of shin pad, there's no like seam on the side. It just goes all the way around. So you have to make sure you get that nice smooth motion all the way around. You've got to go a lot quicker.
That's cool. That's interesting. I haven't had to play around with Mark 6 yet, so I was not aware of it. It's on the skull. Give that a go. I will say we've got a hell of a compliment in chat from the most angry of demons himself, Mr. Scarbrand, who has said that he's already checked out and he's utilising your scheme for 20 of these doggos.
Oh, blimey.
Which is pretty cool.
Blimey, 20. I mean, I'm going to do 10 more.
We've also I was going to say, sorry, we also in chat had somebody ask, I was waiting to say this all night, somebody has asked, are you going to paint the rest of the Disciples of Teasenich from our Arcane Cataclysm?
What, the Tazangor on disc and the Kyric Acolytes and the Tazangors? Yeah,
the Kyric Acolytes, yes.
Yeah, Acolytes. Yes, we are going to do some more of the Disciples of Teasenich at some point. Their battle totem is coming soon. I suspect we'll do something like the Kyric Acolytes closer to the time when that comes out, just so it's in support of that, so that when that battle tome comes out and people are eagerly trying to find out stuff about that battle tome, they'll go onto YouTube and they'll find Warhipster has just released how to paint Kyric Acolytes, to give them their weird pronunciation rather than the one that we're giving it. Same for something like the Zangors. So yeah, I will do some more of it, I promise. I mean, interestingly enough, for the Disciples of Teasenich, I already have quite a large army in the fact that I've got the demons. So actually painting up the rest of Arcane Cataclysm without knowing what the points are for the new Disciples, I don't know what size army that I have, but in AOS, I suspect I've got nearly 2,000 points.
Yeah, you're probably like already there.
I'm probably very nearly there. Jonathan says, I just picked up the Blooded Kill Team and I'm wondering how Galvorback Red compares to Corn Red before I lay down paint. Galvorback Red is a lot darker. Where is it? Let me see if I can get it on camera for you.
I can get Corn Red straight away.
I have them both.
I can't get Galvorback. Your camera's clearer than mine. Use yours.
I can't remember where Galvorback Red is. There we go. There we go. So, I don't know how well this will present on camera, but there you go. So this one here is Galvorback. That's Galvorback, and this one here is Corn. So there's the differences between you. So one's a little bit more burgundy-ish. It's got a lot more kind of... It's almost more brown and purple than Corn Red is, but there's your difference between the two. If that helps you at all. Mr. Everett. There we go. So, we'll move on to my next submission. My next submission was... Floppity Battle Piper!
Floppity Battle Piper!
Yeah, this is there he is. I haven't got any music on in the background because it's too hard to balance all of the things that's coming through when you've got my voice and you've got Adam's voice, and then adding some music in is going to cause a little bit of it. So I might provide my own at various different points of tonight's stream. But here's Sloppity Bilepiper. Now, here's the interesting thing with him. When painting him, I got to the point of where I got to Warhipster Battle Ready, and I was like, I don't want to do any more to this. I was like, he already looks really good. Like, I was like, the only thing that I would do is highlight his red cloth, and then be done. And then a friend of mine said, "Yeah, but come on now, there is more you could do." But honestly, this looks amazing. And I was just really, really pleased with him at Warhipster Battle Ready. And I was like, oh, I might ruin it if I do too many. So that's why those highlights were quite subtle in that video. And it just made me go to think, why have I not done more Nurgle Demons at this point? And I can tell you why. Because in 8th edition, 9th edition, 8th edition, 8th edition Chaos Demons book, they're not good. Whereas in 9th edition, the new book, they're very good. So expect some more Nurgle Demons coming out from me at some point in the future.
Perhaps a spoil-pox Scrivener to go with your floppity bile piper.
Well, it just so happens I have Spoilpox Scrivener right here.
Very nice, very nice.
So maybe he'll make an appearance in the season finale with that gigantic slug on his shoulder. But yeah, there he is. I mean, he was a lot of fun to do. It was a ton of fun to do. He's also got the best name in all of Warhammer, 40,000 at least.
Yeah, he's a very fun mod. Do admit, like the Nerd Demon Heralds, like the characters are really, really, really good. I love it.
I want to do Horticulus Slime. Yeah, should be back up now. Disconnected again.
Okay, perfect. Hello everyone. The warp is messing with Josh's internet.
I don't know what's going on.
That's the issue. I
do apologise, guys. Dave says he loved that video. Thank you, Dave. I really loved making that video. So there's Sloppity. I'll show you my next one. Infernal Enrapturess.
Dring, dring, dring. Ah! That's the music for the Infernal Enrapturess.
So there was a bit of a debate when I shared this the other day in one of the groups that we're in about whether or not this is the grossest miniature in the range. I'd be interested to know what chat knows about that. It's definitely close.
It's got to be one of them. It's got to be one of them, right? Like, there's a lot of like, kind of, you know, dead bodies on poles and like heads on spikes. I mean, you know, God. I mean, I've got a load of chaos stuff right in front of me, and there's skulls and heads all over it. But like the new accursed cultists, I will say, for chaos are pretty gross.
Yeah.
When you look at some of them up close. But the this is like, this guy is alive and he's having his tendons played.
Yes.
That's pretty nasty.
Yes. My vote was it's between this or Illuminor Zeras because he's disintegrating a human being.
He is my knight.
Yes, yes, which we will see very shortly.
Yeah. Really good and really nice paint job. I love the almost, because the metallics on it look almost corroded. Like, they look like they're kind of, you know, they're warp spawned. They're not clean. They're like, you know, kind of gross, and I really like that about it.
Thank you.
Also, I love the fade on the tendons as well, where it looks like basically like they've like dried out a bit at the top, and at the bottom they're still all kind of bloody. Ugh.
Yeah, I kind of went a little bit heavy on the old torture aspect here, but I feel like it's appropriate for the Infernal Enrapturess.
Oh god, yeah, very appropriate.
Well, so next up, last one from me is a change caster. We have a Herald of Tzeentch.
Moon Man.
So we went.
Is he Atrazan from Atrazan's thingamajig?
Yes.
Carnival.
Yes. So you can build. So in that case, in that bit, you've got the Burning Chariot in there. Now, the Burning Chariot can be built as a Burning Chariot. It can be built as a Herald on Burning Chariot, or it can be built as a Change Caster and a Burning Chariot.
Right.
So that's what I've gone for. I mean, to be fair, you could probably build a Flux Master out of it, because you just have the disc and the herald on it, and then you would have a flux master. But yeah, because in that you've got the components for an exalted flamer of Tzeentch, a chariot, you've got components for blue horrors. You've got Screamers of Tzeentch in there. You've got an Exalted Flamer. You've got a disc, and you've got a Herald.
Nice. And
then you can use all of them, apart from the Exalted Flamer, to create a guy on Chariot, or you can build a. There's a bunch of different options in there. I wanted a change caster because they're cheap and they can be used to great effect in something like Disciples of Bellicor. They're a little caster unit. They're not going to get shot at. They'll be hiding in amongst the pink horrors. So yeah, I built him because he's just very useful. Little wizard.
He is very cool, and this is one of the ones I have watched your video on because I wanted to see how you did him, and I must say I love it. I love the skin color, which, if I remember correctly, is signaled burgundy, isn't it?
It is. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it looks really, really nice. I mean, someone in chat, Sandbus BK, says such a great paint job on him. I completely agree. I think he looks fantastic. He looks very Tzeentchian, right? Which is just to say weird. And actually, the highlighting on all the muscle bunching, and I know you mentioned it in the video, but the highlighting on all the muscle bunching is really, really nice, and it really gives him a lot of definition. So I think this is lovely.
Oh, thank you. It's very warpy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he looks like this kind of like, you know what? It gives him that kind of like ropey strength. Like, do you know what I mean? Like he's not just like swole demon like a corn demon, you know, ropey, kind of deceptively strong little character. And yeah, I just love him because he's got a moon for a face, which is just brilliant.
The moon.
I am the moon.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I went past Korn. I gave him a little kiss on his back, and he thought it was Scarbrand, and he exiled him. Korn.
Very good. Yeah, there we go. That's my 4 entries this month. 4 demons, all 4 gods. Come a long way since just doing 20 pay bearers. Not even that. Yeah. I did 10. 30 bloodletters was one I did one month. But yeah, there we go. That's me. So we shall move on to our missing member of the triad of war hipsters that like to present to you. The triarchy. The Mornival, the Hipsterval, the Morniv War, the Warner Hipsterval.
The hipster carry on, surely.
Yeah, that's better.
41st millennium.
That's better. So here he is. We have Rich. So
lovely.
We can't get him to explain, but we can get Mr. Boob. No, we can't. So what Rich sent to me is he sent me actually a bunch of stuff. He's been very productive this month, which is really good. So he sent me these 5 Cataphractii World Eaters Terminators. I think the last one he said he was really pleased with, but he went a little bit overboard on the gore. One of the things that I think he is very happy with, and he'll tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he's figured out the recipe for doing it. And it looks fantastic.
It's not, I guess, because I'm not going to give anything away, but I am listening at the moment to Echo. My hobby at the moment is being fueled by, I was listening to Echoes of Eternity, which came out yesterday, and I was listening to the audiobook for today, and I've got quite a way into it, and it's a lot of it talks about World Eaters, right? There's a lot of World Eater action in there, and there's a lot of descriptions of the armor as a kind of, I guess, a way of portraying of what has happened to them over the course of the heresy. And Rich has, I think, nailed it here, because these Terminators look like what is described in Dembski Maiden's book, right? Just these, like, they're like these are probably maybe a little bit before the Siege of Terror, because this is like, there's still a lot of the white and blue, but you can see it already, like the gore's starting to get caked on, they're starting to lose themselves. Obviously their lightning claws are you know, the primary place that you get that, but it's starting to splatter over the rest of them, and they're just starting to look like their armor's not as well maintained anymore. It's like starting to just lose themselves to the madness, and I think that's great. I really love it. I think he's done a fantastic job on these.
Completely agree. We've also got the Imperium. Is it Imperium magazine?
Yes, Imperium magazine. Tactical rock.
Tactical rock.
For your characters.
Absolutely. This is the first time I've actually seen this miniature from this angle, and here it makes sense.
Yeah.
Before, you see a lot of it kind of just twizzled a little bit more to the left, so he looks like he's going... just going, behold, my sword! But this one makes sense. I like this angle. So he's actually...
I like the yellow... Yeah.
He's actually given me a whole new perspective on the miniature, and he's done a really good job.
He has. I love the yellow cloak and I guess the tabard as well to match the ropes. I really like that, and the blending into kind of the orangey colour before the black on the outside of the cloak. That's real nice. Nice work, Rich. When you watch this, man, nice work. Nice work. Nice work. No, nice work. There, words, Adam. Yeah, really nice, really lovely, and also snow and tufts on bases. I'm a fan, as we'll see shortly.
Absolutely. Is the sound still cutting on and off, Mr. Boob? Honestly, I have no idea what's going on. There's a lot of internet interference going on tonight. Clearly.
What warp fuckery? I'm telling you. It's because we got Scarbrand in the chat. We've got demons on the channel.
Mr. Gwatkin Gaming is here. Hello, Mr. Gwatkin. How are you, sir?
Hey, Rich. Hey, Rich. How you doing, buddy?
Dave says,
"Can we have the fun and fluff pack, please, mate? I'm trying to plan an army."
No, we don't use Tale of Many Warhipsters to make requests. Only compliments. You tell him he's doing a really good job on the fun and fluff pack.
No. To be fair, I will genuinely catch with. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely awesome, which is why I want to be able to like read it.
Absolutely. Dave says too much chaos. Yes, it is too much chaos going on in Warhipster Towers at the moment. His next thing that he sent me was he painted an Atlantean spear.
Nice.
He said to me that...
Are these the...
Go on.
Oh, go on. Are the Atlantean spears the ones from is it the planet Nematon? They're from the book, right? Their logo is the trident. Am I thinking of the same chapter?
No, I think you're thinking of the Emperor's spears.
I probably am. Yes.
The Atlantean spears, I believe, are an actual Blood Angels successor. Because Rich wanted to do an actual Blood Angels successor, and he messaged me saying, "How would you paint this?" And I went, "Nighthaint gloom." It's almost spot on.
I love it. I think it's really nice. It's done an awesome job there.
It is.
And I've learned about a new successor chapter, so that's always good to see. Come to Tale of Many Warhipsters. We educate you as well as showing you very cool models painted by awesome people.
That's exactly what we do. Mr. Boob says, "Ooh, this is nice." It is nice.
It is nice, yeah.
Mr. Gwatkin Gaming has given you an answer in chat. Adam.
I know, I saw. Cool.
My internet connection is dodgy as hell tonight. I'm just watching the
stream cutting in and out.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. I'm sorry, guys. We will continue to soldier through. We'll just have to make sure. How would you feel about turning into the box set guy? LOL, for example, make a playlist of box sets like Dominion, which you painted all Arcane Cataclysm and so on with new box sets. I already am the box set guy, man. I mean, I did all of Indomitus. I did every single thing in Indomitus. I did all of Dominion. I did most of Echoes of Doom in some shape or form or another. I'm fully into it. It's just you've got to wait for box sets to come out, right? And then you've got to paint it all really quickly. and that's the rub of it.
Pressure's on, buddy.
Curse City as well. I think to this day I am still the only person on YouTube that's done a video on every single thing in Curse City.
You did all of them, didn't you?
I did. And interestingly enough, the new expansion of that was announced very recently.
Yeah, but it's got no models in it.
I know, but it means people will be playing Curse City.
Oh, fair point. As I say, it's just rules. I was thinking more from your painting perspective. Question, logistic question. Are they organised into playlists on your channel, Josh? Is there a place where people can go to see these box sets?
They were. some of them I used to have a lot of playlists on there, and then the channel was getting really confused.
I think we're back now.
I'm just gonna try tethering it to my phone.
Okay.
We're just gonna try that. We're gonna try and tether.
Yeah, people are saying it's back. Yeah.
We're gonna try and tether to my 4G and do it that way. I'm gonna put my phone over here on the chair. No, that's too far away. I'm gonna put it just here. So hopefully it'll be more steady. Maybe it's just my Wi-Fi playing up. Okay. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Atlantean spears and box sets and playlists.
We were talking about box sets. Yes. I would like to do more. I do want to just do full box sets, but unfortunately, a lot of the time, sometimes you will get something like if it's Space Marines versus something else, and you're going to paint the entire of the set. The same thing that I experienced with Indomitus was that Indomitus, it's Blood Angels over and over and over again. It's the same video 9 times, which is fine.
No, that's fair.
If it's, there's lots of different things in there. It's just, what I don't want to then be as the person who has the miniatures. I don't want to paint like an Iron Hand Blade Guard and a Ultramarine Blade. I don't want to have 20 miniatures that I then can't use in a cohesive army. So because then it's just like great. I have to get one, and then I would have to buy one. I'd have to buy 2 for me to be able to get the most out of a box, which would just be a bit silly. If you'd like to see that happen, we can make that happen once I have double the amount of subscribers. So
40k or bust.
Yeah, so tell your friends to subscribe to Warhipster, because then we'll make more money, and then we can afford to buy lots and lots of boxes. But I will always endeavour to paint as many as I can. Right, what we're going to do is move on to our next picture, which is also from Rich. He has Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker. Hello there.
That's from the wrong battle, but yeah, hello there.
Here they are. So yes, we have both the Master and the Padawan for a time until things changed. But yeah, we've had a number of Jedi turn up in Tale of Many Warhipsters, which is really cool.
Yes, it is. Yeah, no, I must admit the minis from the Star Wars game are actually really good, and I really like what Rich has done here.
Yeah. The other thing that I wanted to point out with this is I don't think I've ever seen Rich do it before, but he painted the eyes of Anakin.
He did, and they look really good.
And they look really, really good. He's done a really good job.
I like what he's done on the like robes as well. Like they're really well defined. All the little highlights to show the kind of the folding of the robes. It looks really, really nice.
No, for sure. Absolutely. Abso-flogging-lutely.
No, they are really cool.
So we've also, I'll show you the other picture because it's the same thing, but it's them facing off against one another in a fight to the death.
If you're not with me, then you're my enemy. Only a Sith deals in such absolutes. Etc.
I was thinking about this the other day, like making videos for stuff like Star Wars Legion or indeed Lord of the Rings, and I was like, really what I want to do. Yeah, really what I want to do is do the whole video in quotes, but I don't know at any point do they ever say Cygor Brown in the films. So it would
put you on this council. but we do not grant you Cygor Brown. It's outrageous. It's unfair.
It's one of my favorite. I think it's in this. I think it's in the second film. It's one of my favorites. It's when they're on Tatooine and Anakin throws something at the wall. And there is an audible delay between when he throws it and hits. So it's like the weakest throw in the world. It's so good. It's like they're all against me. Clong.
I know. So Hayden redeemed himself with his performance as actual Vader-y Vader in Obi-Wan. I thought in Episode 6. Oh,
he did a very good job. I'm just going to turn my fan on. Let me know if it's too loud because I'm getting a bit warm. Getting a little bit warm. Yes. So I was like, how do I use their music? And I thought to myself, do you know what? Next time I do some Lord of the Rings music, I'm just gonna play it on my guitar. That's what I'm gonna do. That way I can use it and not get DMCA'd. I hope. Of course, I'll find out when I upload it. No, this is a cover. You cannot do this. But yes, I think he's done a really fantastic job on these, and I particularly love on this angle. You can see the Mustafar. You see. Is that where they fight? It is, isn't it, Mustafar?
Yeah, Mustafar, yeah. And then for some reason, Vader builds his house there and gets to so he can be sad about it. I mean, he's not going to build it on Tatooine. He doesn't like sand, so fair enough. It's
rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere.
It's everywhere, yeah.
It's everywhere. All the blood and sand. Yeah, so there we go. Thank you very much, Rich. We hope you're okay and you enjoy watching this afterwards of the fact. But you've done a fantastic, absolutely smashing job on these, and I cannot wait to see more from you in the future. We'll talk to you obviously very soon. I think you should do Darth Maul. I'm just saying, buddy.
With his Darth Maul with his double lightsaber.
Yeah, I think you absolutely should. That would be really cool to see. Right, moving on. Cool. We have you now.
Well, I mean, I think it was Dave who said earlier, too much chaos. He's about to be disappointed, isn't he?
You've got nothing but chaos. even in the background there, you know, we know that Mr. Dambuster UK is currently working on his Bloodthirster, but yours is just there in the background.
My little bloodthirster feetsies in the background, yeah. No, this is Lord Discordant. He's a really cool model. I think he's awesome. Runs around eating vehicles, really looking kind of cool with his big spear. So yeah, I painted him up. I had him like sort of semi-painted for a while, and I thought I'd finish him up to go with my Obsidian Hatred warband of the Black Legion. So he is now complete, and he has. On his base, various items of Martian and Knight. So you can sort of see it at the front there. There's a House Hawk Shroud Knight face carapace, which he has presumably ripped off in his pursuit of bringing down the false Emperor and all of his soldiery and all of his works. I think he's an awesome model. He's just really cool. I love his little shoulder thing he's got with I painted a little iris on it as well, so it looks like an eye. Because to me, it reminded me, and stay on the Star Wars theme, of, you know, when they go to Jabba's palace, when C-3PO goes there, they first go to Jabba's palace in Return of the Jedi, I guess. And there's that like eye stalk doorman thing that like comes out of the thing and just goes or whatever, like, just makes like a load of weird noises. It's just very rude to them, then just disappears. Sort of reminded me of that. So I like the idea he's got a new job riding around on the power pack of a Lord Discordant looking for vehicles to go and eat.
I like it. I like it a lot. A friend of mine always used to say there's a reason why they don't put the subtitles on the droids that you can't understand, and that's because they're being really racist. And I said, well, does that include R2-D2? And they're like, well, he is old, right? He's old. He's cantankerous. He needs you're supposed to reset your droids, aren't you? You're supposed to wipe the memories every couple of years. And R2-D2's rolling around with, 60 years worth of memories. So he's bound to have
right?
some prejudices.
He's incredibly prejudiced against like Bothans or something.
Yeah. And you see this.
Maybe Bothans died to bring us this information, and R2's like, boop, boop, which means good.
That's why I saw this. I saw this YouTube video of someone who had written subtitles for R2D2 along those along those lines. And it's because of C3PO's reactions. He's always, goodness gracious me.
Yeah. Oh my.
I did not expect that to come out of your out of your mouth, but there we go. But yeah, thank you very much for your Lord Discordant there. I'm sure sowing his own form of discord around the galaxy. We also have your bases. You sent me this as your example.
Yes,
for your knight and for the Lord Discordant, so there's a better angle on your Hawk Shroud there.
Yeah, so you can see the Hawk Shroud there. There's also a Skitarii, what's it called? The Vanguard weapon, which I can't remember the name of, the like rad gun, which is down there along with the Skitarii helmet, which you can just about see. So he's been munching on the servants of the Omnisire, or the false Omnisire, perhaps. And yes, I know my Night Harbinger appeared on the channel before. I have now finished up the base, and as I mentioned earlier, I included the lovely little chap from Illuminor Zeras getting turned into goop. So all that kind of crusty nonsense, the crusty blood nonsense on the shoulder pads and on the tilting shield, this is where he gets it from. He turns his enemies into basically soup, as part of the kind of psychic rituals he does to beseech the dark gods. So I thought I'd go a bit dark with this guy.
That's very nice of him, but not as nice as some guy who paints, otherwise known as Ross, great friend of the channel, who has given us a donation of 10, saying, sorry I can't join you live again, guys. Life has stepped in and messed up plans. Hope everyone is good. Keep up the great work and fantastic camaraderie this community generates. Much love. Much love to you, my friend. No worries about not being able to be here, but, you know, you're one of the good ones. We love you around here. Hope everything's all right. Just, you know, keep on kicking ass. And Vicious Goose 117 has also donated 10, saying Archaon the Everchosen Fund. It's happening. The fund is growing.
There we go.
The
fund is growing.
Archaon, I'm really excited to paint him. I really want to get him and paint him up. I think he might then become the mascot of the channel, because he is the Everchosen, and I wish to become the Everchosen. I'm almost at this point of where I'm going to put Be'lakor behind me and become the Everchosen himself.
The Dark Master. Oh, he's not going to be happy about that, bud.
No, he won't. Particularly if I'm choosing his son over him. But Archaon, he is a bucket list item for me to do. We all just really looking forward to getting him done. That's very kind of you. Thank you both. And then one day I shall become the Everchosen of YouTube, and everyone shall bow down to me. Before long, people will be like, I'm going to upload a tutorial on how to paint stuff, and I'll be like, are you using contrast paints? No, sorry, Mr. Everchosen, get it off my site. And so on and so forth. No, that'll never happen. Make whatever videos you want. So if you'd like to see Josh
become a power mad demigod, please donate to the funds.
Actually, somebody messaged me the other day saying that they want me to do more evil laughs, like I did in my Chaos Demons Codex, in my videos, and I might start trying to figure out a way of getting them in there. Maybe it's like just every video.
Way to go.
Today we're going to be painting Gandalf the Grey. Not that it would make any sense because it's Gandalf the Grey. Right. Thank you very much for that, Adam. You have more, of course. You have Scarab Occult Terminators. Pa-pow!
Yeah, Scarab Occult for my Thousand Suns. So I've been slowly also painting up my Thousand Suns as well. I said it was very much a chaotic era. So these are the Scarab Occult, which I love. They're really cool little models, actually. All the Thousand Sun stuff. They can be a real nuisance to paint because of all that filigree. And I kind of went for a slightly shiny scheme as well, with like a metallic undercoat, and then a Hylian green actually, because it gives that kind of nice kind of bluey green color over the top, which I really like more than perhaps the traditional Thousand Suns sky blue, although that does look very cool. So yeah, these guys are the Scarab Occult. They are the first part of the Scarab Occult. There are another bunch of models coming as I look at my desk in front of me right now, and I'll hold up one of the in progress guys for proof. Yeah, they are fun little bit kits to put together. The deed with the missile launcher is quite fun. And the big Gatling cannon, I can't remember the name of the Soul Reaper cannon. So yeah, no, really, really good fun to put together. And you will note the basing tutorial that I used to get those, what I think are rather nice looking bases, was the Arcane Wastelands, I think you call it, base.
That's the one.
Yeah, Arcane Wastelands tutorial from Mr. Warhipster right here, who you're watching. So do go and check that out. Obviously, the tufts are from Gamer's Grass, and I just added those on just to make it look like these guys have come straight from Sortiarius, the Planet of the Sorcerers, and they've brought a bit of Sortiarius and a bit of Tzeentch's changey craziness with them wherever they have ended up. And these also, I would say, just one last one on the bases, these also match Mr. Mr. Reza's Grey Knight bases as well, which was the idea, because then they all show up on the same planet and they have a fight.
No, absolutely. And your Infernal Master, which I have.
Yes.
To send to you. I will send that to you this week. This is why, I don't know, Rich, you need to let Adam know about the Fun and Fluff pack, about whether or not he should be taking, whether or not he should be taking his T-Sons. If I'm predicting there will be a scenario in this year's day-long Fun and Fluff that Thousand Suns can't cast powers for an entire game. At which point, that would be my boy. You have more of your boys. We have some Rubric Marines here.
Yes. Yeah, these are Marines. This is the squad with the Warp Flamers. So these guys are kitted out with big flaminess. So what's quite fun about the box of 10 Rubric Marines, a really cool little kit, but they come in squads of obviously 5 to 10, like most Marines, and you don't get enough parts to make 2 sorcerers in the box. So this guy, the guy at the front, is mostly the sorcerer from bits from there, but the staff and the actual chest piece are both from the Exalted Sorcerer kit, because I needed them to actually make him. Otherwise, I would have a sorcererless squad of rubrics. And anybody who knows the lore knows that rubrics don't do anything without a sorcerer. They just kind of stand there and do nothing and become inanimate statues, until they are awoken by a sorcerer that bonds with them.
Or Ivrain.
Yeah. Well, she turns them back into people. She stops them being dusty boys anymore, and then removes their innate fear of vacuum cleaners, which they share with their mortal enemies, of course, the Space Wolves.
And then she fires them out of a webway airlock into the Warp Eternal, and really upsets Araman.
I was going to say, unsurprisingly, this lad, who is currently a work in progress again, also using a wonderful Warhipster tutorial, is there like, dude, what the fuck? Why would you do that?
You fixed them! Nope. You've got some more Rubric Marines. Here they are.
Yeah, this is the other squad of Rubric Marines from the box. So these guys are just kitted out with their bolters and their Soul Reaper cannon as well. Again, like they're quite annoying models to paint in some ways, just because of all that gold filigree. But a combination of Rune Lord brass and the Achillean green, I think, actually gives them a really nice, interesting look. And again, gives that kind of like damaged or warp damaged ceramite metallic weirdness, which I think of when I think of Tzeentch, of Tzeentch. So yeah, I don't know. I like them. I hope other people do too. And yeah, if you're at Fun and Fluff, you may see them on the table.
I hope for those of you out there who are fans of Tzeentch, that you're not getting too frustrated by us calling it the Disciples of Tzeentch. It is literally just when I wanted to annoy somebody.
Inside joke. Yeah.
I wanted to annoy somebody in my shop a long time ago by calling them Disciples of Tzeentch, and it absolutely worked. And it's just something that I told Adam the other day, and he found it very amusing. So
I did. I'm a child.
So we're going to. It might come up a few more times. The old Disciples of Tzeentch. you can use that one if you ever want to. If you've got a friend in your friend group that is particularly annoying on the tabletop, and you wish to frustrate them, particularly if they use Thousand Sons or the Disciples of Zinj, just call them the Disciples of Teasenich and see how it just they won't be able to help themselves but correct you.
The Disciples, you've got to say it like an ancient Greek hero.
Yes, the Disciples of Teasenich. There we go. Right. Thank you very much, Adam. Are you ready to see something that will make you very angry?
Yeah, let's see some stuff from real painters. Let's go.
It won't make you angry, but it'll make you very impressed. Now, prepare yourselves at home as well, by the way, because, my goodness me.
I'm gripping the chair.
Because next up we have Artistic Perfection from Mini
word.
Painter Meg.
Oh, Meg's done it again.
She has done it again.
That looks so natural.
Yes.
That's really lovely.
Yes.
That is really lovely.
And this is just the start of an army.
Good lord.
Isn't it just ridiculous?
It really is. I mean, so I saw some of the reference pictures for this that Meg put on her Instagram, and she's nailed it. She's absolutely nailed it. Like it as a representation of like naturalistic, like beetle flesh or chitin, I guess, carapace, for example. It's fantastic. And the like the bit round the gun looks like a flower. It looks like the inside of a flower. It's beautiful.
There are so many small moments on this. It's really hard to point them all out. So one thing that I think is just ridiculous is, as you say, it's this blend. If you can see my mouse moving from the dark part of the inside through to this mid-tone, through to this kind of greyishness out towards the top. So that's kind of getting more see-through up to the point of where you get the harder chitinous output. Same on the actual carapace itself. You've got this kind of older, it's almost like the quick of a nail. You see what I mean? You've got the feathering on the edge. You've got the blending going on. So in there you've got green to greenish yellow through to up to a very, very pale green, and then back down again. So it's almost providing that shine. This is painting at its finest. Like, it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's genuinely amazing, and it as you say, it gives it that like sheen and shine on the carapace as well with that blending. Like, it's just perfect. Like, you cannot sit like, and I know people talk about blending all the time, but a lot of the time blending, and I'm good myself in this. When you do blending, you can still kind of see like the kind of areas where you've done the different patches. With this, it's so seamless.
And she's doing it all up
so
from
seamless that on first instance you might not notice it. Yeah.
She's doing it all up from Chaos Black as well, so...
I know, because you've got the Chaos Black as a comparison there, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. If you look at, like, the kind of... whatever this is supposed to be on the gun itself, on the weapon.
Gun vents.
Yeah. Like, it's just... there's so many things... I think once she's finished this, you could get lost looking at it for hours and hours and hours and find new things.
Oh, absolutely.
In it to just be astounded by. I mean, even on here, I've stared at this for a good long while. She's been painting it for a while, and it looks fantastic. And I just can't even compute how fantastic this whole thing is. It doesn't make brilliant. Any sense to me.
Amazing stuff, Meg, honestly. If you're watching, like, amazing stuff.
It's obscene.
So impressive.
It's obscene. And I hate her. No, I don't. I love her very much. It's you're a disgusting painter. Like, here's another picture. Gives you a second angle. Really... This is what I'm talking about.
I love that darker bit underneath the back vents as well. That's real nice.
Yeah. So you've got all of this going on. So this is where it gets even more ridiculous. So you see this blend here going around the underside of the thing.
It's now like down the whole side there. Yeah.
It now starts to come down around here as well. Again, you can see even more going on with this weapon. This is an exocrine, right?
Yeah, it's his next screen. So
Yeah.
fun lore fact about the X-Creen. You're right, it is the gun, but actually the gun is the more intelligent of the two. It's a symbiote that's bonded to like when the X-Creen is created. Basically, the bug at the bottom, the little head, I say the little head, the really beautifully painted head that Meg put together. Like that thing's dumb as a bag of rocks. All that exists for is a mechanism for the gun symbiote, which lives in its shell, basically to like be carried around the battlefield. That does all the targeting. That like shoots stuff.
Yeah. Like these are eyes here.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Mr. Boob says that once this is done, it should be a Golden Demon entry. I completely agree.
I think so.
This is you are capable of winning.
Yeah.
You would certainly. Maybe we should do Golden Warhipster.
Just Meg, isn't it? I mean, the problem is Meg has so much good stuff to choose from. Like I think back to the dragon she did as well, and it's just like and the Lord Croak, was it Lord Croak?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure if it was that or a regular just slan priest, but yeah, no, it was really really cool. Like she's just honestly, Meg, you're amazing, and I think you should enter Golden Demon because wow, really.
She just does something that I never see anybody else do. It's painting for realism based on references within our existing
within nature,
nature, and it's so hard to do that. Well, I mean, you can do that on stuff that's kind of like obvious, right? You could paint you could paint a Griffhound, for example, as a Golden Spaniel. You could do that, but doing it on something like this, it almost makes these things feel scarier. Because to me, I looked at it and I was like, when I first, I mean, I don't know exactly what bug she's basing it on. I can't remember, but I always look at it and I think praying mantis.
Yeah. It does give that like color scheme like a mantis, doesn't it?
It does. Or a golden beard. We could do that. I could buy a beard off from the internet and spray it Retributor armor. And add 4.
You have to wear it.
Add 4 kilos to the weight of it once it's all been once it's been sprayed gold. But no, I mean this is just it's absolutely breathtaking. Once it's finished, it might be the best model I've ever seen.
Yeah. Meg, you know what? Keep us in suspense. I want to see it when it's like complete, so that we can then work out how you wrought the magic that you have. Inevitably,
it's just ridiculous. I love it. I adore it. Oh my goodness me! Right, we're gonna move on now because we're gonna move on to Alice, and I've buggered this up. So we're gonna go on to this page because
I love them. They're awesome.
We have some Craven Throne Guard, and we have the what's it called? Chaingast. It's Crawlock the Jailer is the character. I believe is the box. Let me just figure it out. Yeah, Crawlock the Jailer. Chaingasts.
Oh dear.
Wait.
Sorry, I just loved Alice's comment.
What she said?
Shady as fuck, putting me after Meg. I mean, these are alright. No, I'm kidding. No, they're amazing, Alice. Like, seriously, great work. I think they look really cool.
What can I say, Alice?
Again,
I prefer Meg.
I really
I don't.
Okay. Well, I mean, guys, they're in the same house, so we'll just let them argue, and then we'll carry on with the video.
I'm going to be sleeping on the sofa
really
again.
Yeah, you're screwed, mate. I love the blending again from kind of the like on the jailer dude and are they chain rasps or chain ghasts?
Chain ghasts.
Chain ghasts. Okay.
Yeah.
From the like the greenish of the upper. I would say cloak, but it's not really a cloak. It's more what they're made of, isn't it? It's kind of their body because they're ghosts. So I guess the body, the ectoplasm, down to the paler white at the end as well. Like, looks really cool, really really nice.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. It's really, really good stuff. Like, it's really nice to be with her on her painting journey at the moment, because it's just, you see the improvements every single time. As she gets more confident with painting, as she gets kind of more, wants to attempt more things. So if we think back, Alice, I know you're listening to me right now. If you think back to your first Mirmorn Banshees, and you come up to where you are now, where you're doing stuff without me even in the room, it's a big deal. And I had basically no input whatsoever on Crawlock the Jailer. And I don't think I had much input on the Craven Throne Guard either. It's just really, really well done.
One thing I really like, and it's a really small detail, but the lock that the jailer dude's got, I really like the gold, and then the much darker. I don't know if it's sorry, forgive me, just my screen's not very good, but I don't know if it's either black or just a very dark metallic, like Iron Warriors or something. But I just really like it. It just really nicely sort of catches the light and sort of picks up detail. It just looks like a sort of what it should be, right? A very hefty, I guess, padlock to go on a door. But yeah, no, really love it.
Yeah.
Really, really like it.
It's great. I'm going to see if I can just find her other one. I do have it some here. So
not only did you throw after Meg, you consigned one of her pictures to oblivion.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Alice, I think you need to have a word, mate, honestly.
Listen, I was very busy today. Look, this is going to be top quality content as I move this into position for you.
I was going to say, it's like I'm just looking at a fireplace, like, what's going on?
Here we go. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Alice, nice work.
AJR has donated 10. Thank you very much. That's very, very kind of you. What's CHF?
10 of the finest Swiss francs, my friends.
My goodness me. We've gone global.
So, a guten Abend to you, sir, assuming you are speaking Schweizerdeutsch? I don't know. Or it could be Romansh, which I don't speak, or it could be French, or it could be Italian. It's the beauty of Switzerland. It's a crossing place of many languages.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, sir. That will go into the Archaon Fund. That's very, very kind of you. And I love the sticker that you've used. A thumbs up hippo. It's fantastic. Giving it the full Ash Ketchum as well. That's what we go for here at Warhipster Towers. But here we have Alice's what they call Dreadscythe Harridans and her most recent Mirmorn Banshees. Which again I had no input on.
Love them. Real nice. Love the green. The green on the Mirmorn Banshees as well.
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good job. Alice, let us know. Remind me when you did that, because you did that whilst I was away, didn't you? Where was I? I'd gone away for the weekend, and I came back and you went, I did blending! And I was like, what? She just went for it. No, it's like, that's what I mean. It's being alongside somebody as their confidence grows is one of the best things that you can see happen in Warhammer. And it's definitely. Just fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fantastic. Yeah. And I love it. And I played a game against these. When I showed Josh these, he literally said, I don't know how you did this. No, I had no idea. Because what was it you did? You used, what's it called? You blended Nihilak Oxide and thinned down Incubi Darkness at the same time. And I was like, how? And she'd basically taken what I normally do with contrast paints and used a base and a technical paint.
Yeah, I agree with Dave. Maybe she should teach it.
Yeah, I would love for her to show me how she did it so that I could maybe use it myself at some point in the future. But, she's done an amazing job. Dreadscythe Harridans.
Yeah.
They're absolutely filthy. Having played against them, against Alice at the last weekend, they could be absolutely horrible. and I can see why you would want to run the thing where you can use them as battle line, especially if you combine them with a number of other things that we have since read about after playing the game. It was very close. We won it. I won it on a technical knockout.
Alice, you got to beat him, man. You got to bring him down a peg.
She did beat me in the first game of Warhammer that she ever played. A proper one. It was Space Wolves versus Tau, and she absolutely annihilated me.
Nice.
And I was the Tau. So that's unexpected. Nice. Space Wolves, top of the meta, I'm telling you. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, no, I think you're becoming an absolutely cracking painter, Al, and you should be very proud of everything that you've accomplished so far. These are really, really, really great, and I can't wait to see what you do next, and I can't wait to see your Lady Olander, unless you make me do it or ask me to do it, in which case I would love to, but I know you want to, and you'll do a great job on it. So thank you for that, Alice. Otherwise known as Mostly Harmless Minis on Instagram. You can go and follow her there for even more.
Go follow Alice, please, people.
So next up, we have Dave. Dave comes at us with a lot of stuff, as is his wont. Because Dave is a prolific painter. He almost gives you a run for your money. So I've actually got my. I've found my notes this time. So he says, it feels like it's been quite a productive month for me. Come on now, Dave. You're a very productive painter. You're very, very good. Nowhere near as many models painted as Josh, obviously. I don't know. You've done 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You've done 12. Just a lot of models. I've done a bit more because I do this all the time.
You are literally doing it all day.
Yeah, this is all I do. I don't even sleep. But so he says, so let's begin with some Vindictors, and here they are, Flaming Tempest. This is second unit, so he's modelled them with bare heads so he can differentiate between the two squads on the tabletop. And I really, really like this scheme. I've said it many times before when it's come up, but I really like this scheme, buddy. I think it's fantastic, and I think you nail it absolutely every single time. The gold is really great, and the purple as well. It's such a classic scheme, and we've waxed lyrical about it before, and I'm running out of new things to say about it. But I love the consistency of warmth that you have on the army, and against the faces, it almost makes it stand out a little bit more, which is a good thing. It's really, really good, really, really nice. And everyone knows I'm a big fan of Stormcast, so you know it's the quickest way to my heart at all times.
Yeah, I was just going to add, as per usual. I mean, we've spoken loads about this scheme, and Dave, you nailed it again. Super clean. I'm just, the thing I'm in awe of every time I see this is the cleanliness of the white on the shields, and particularly in this case on the banner. Like that looks like it looks like it's made of marble to me. Like it looks like it's a single piece of like marble or ceramic or something. It's just so well defined yet so clean, which I love. Which is really hard to get right with white, I think. And you've absolutely nailed it here, mate. Really good stuff.
Yeah, completely agree. It's really excellent stuff. Is it as excellent as the next page? I don't know. You tell me at home. We have a dragon, and we have I want to say, Lord Arcanum on Griff Charger.
Ah, Dave, amazing. Look at that green dragon. Look at him. He's so green. Really nice.
It's really nice.
Really, really nice. Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, that is lovely.
It is a Lord Arcanum, isn't it? It's not a Knight in Cantor.
I have no idea. Yes.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking Dave.
I know you're asking Dave, but I'm just going to go, yes. No, that's... Oh, mate, they're lovely. Look at that. The more I look at it, and that Griff... It's not a Griff Hound. What is that? Is that just a Griffin?
A Griff Charger.
A Griff Charger, sorry. Look, I'm not an Age of Sigmar guy. Right, I should be, but I'm not at the moment. I have the room for them, but One day, one day. But yes, look at him. He's lovely. Like Dave, as much as you are good with the gold armor and you're good with even the silver kind of armor-ish cloak coat thing that it's wearing looks lovely, and the rich blue along with the rich purple, amazing. You have a real talent for doing like flesh, for doing like these kind of mystical creatures, right? Like the dragon is really nice. The blending on the wings is genuinely beautiful. I think that's fantastic. I'd love to see some more close-ups of that guy. And on the Griff Charger, the blending across like even the four haunches, I guess, up to where it's kind of going into more like scaly feathers, and then on the back where you've got the lighter hair, and then obviously there's kind of looks like fire, but the flaming orange hair on the tail. Like, it's just really nice. It's like a really nice progression, and I think it's a good almost counter example to like Meg, because what Meg has done is taken like a real world reference and just replicated it like supremely perfectly on that exocrine. This is like proper like fantasy creature, bright colors, or not even necessarily, because obviously the Griff Charger itself maybe has a more muted skin, but not even the bright colors, but like we don't have stuff in nature that's like cobalt blue, really. Certainly not horses or cows or equivalent large animals. And it looks just really nice on here. I think it's fantastic, mate. And the blue in the eyes on the Griff Charger. Mwah.
I've
been lyrical about that for long enough, but yeah.
I like how cross the Griff Charger looks.
He does look pissed, doesn't he?
It's very, very cross. Like, you've upset him. Someone has upset that Griff Charger.
I've also just realised that the Griff Charger is sculpted in the pose of the famous Napoleon portrait with the rearing horse.
Yeah, I'd not noticed that before.
Yeah,
no, I know the one you mean.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I was like, oh, okay, and the same as the Lord Arcanum is turning, like it's the same kind of pose. Oh yeah, it just looks so majestic. It's lovely.
Yeah, no, completely agree. He has another picture of the Lord Arcanum.
Yeah.
Here it is. So that's it from the back,
Oh.
which he dropped in Discord.
Like the master of. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
He dropped it in Discord and said, "Is this a?" I think you said, would you do anything else to this?" And I said, "No." It looks amazing.
Okay. I mean, Mr. Beam has picked it up as well. I was about to say, I think like you might be the master of purple, Mr. Hall, because that cloak on the back of the Lord Arcanum is just wonderful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, completely agree. Mr.
Napoleon
Watkins
Crossing the Alps by Jacques Louis David. Yes, that is the one I'm thinking of. That I like a Philistine referred to as that Napoleon painting. Yes, Napoleon Crossing the Alps in the style of Hannibal crossing the Alps, of course.
Naturally. I know the one you mean, I just don't know anything about it. Yes.
Evening, Kataro.
Mr. Kataro is here. Hello, sir. Yes, we are live. We are streaming. We are having fun. We are Tale of Many Warhipsters, Chapter 11, with one chapter left to go. But yeah, no. Dave, you've done an absolutely spot-on job, as you always do. He did send me a video, which I might see if I can play.
Oh yes, did you get it going?
I haven't watched it yet, because I was like, I'm not going to download it over there and then bring it over here. So, Dave, if this has got anything incriminating in it, I will not.
It's going on the internet.
It's about to go on the internet, yes. So, let's just do that.
Oh yeah, and Vilka Era's here. Hey Vilka. Oh, look at that!
Hang on.
That's not incriminating. That's awesome.
Hang on. We're nearly there. There we go. So he said he built it using 50-year-old Meccano. We'll do it one more time. Let's just loop it. There we go.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Oh. Stop making me want to get dragons, guys. with this, because I mean I wouldn't be able to replicate this, but yeah, like goddamn, that is cracking.
It's gorgeous. It's absolutely
I mean, when
gorgeous.
we get Dave's family photo, like that is going to look like one hell of an army with the green dragon, the red dragon, all of the Stormcast in their regal purple. So exciting!
I'm saying this is what Tale of Many Warhipsters brings to all of us. If you do submit videos for the finale for chapter 12, this will be far better prepared. I promise. I mean, I'll tether it properly because we've not dropped out since I tethered my phone, which is just nice.
Yeah, we haven't, have we? It's been quite successful since you relied on your phone rather than the internet, rather than the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I do have a data warning, so.
Oh.
So we'll see how much this costs me.
If you'd like to pay Warhipster's phone bill, please donate.
Please donate to the channel so I'm not out of pocket. No, I'm joking, of course. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It's absolutely majestic. Thank you so much, Dave, for that. That is an absolute treat. Love it. You're also going to have to... You might have to make a video on how you made your turntable out of Meccano.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Bit of self-build Meccano.
Hashtag joke no joke. Yeah.
You should be very proud, Dave, mate. I think this is brilliant.
Absolutely should. Lumineth and Stormcast, you're an absolute hero. Mr. Watkins says he's got a lot of photos to pop in for next time. I'm excited to see it, sir. It's the season finale next time.
I think I know what most of this is off, and it's going to be real cool.
Death Guard.
Mr. Watkins been up to.
And Tyranids, maybe?
Yeah. That's Tyranids, by the way. That's the international symbol for Tyranids.
Rich, you power gamer. Anyway. Let's move on, because we have
Power
Mr. Bilton. Look, I've been calling you a power gamer for months, and it just doesn't seem to go through, so...
doesn't wash, mate.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to water off a Astartes back.
We're Praetorianing in the trading in the company. I like it.
We are. Now, Mr. Boob, your email that you sent me had pictures in it, as I would expect. However, Mr. Boob, you also sent me pictures on Discord, which were further along than the ones you sent me in the email. So I've used the ones that you sent to me in Discord. Don't worry, I removed all of the selfies of kissy faces that you send me every day. So we're going to show you the stuff. Mr. Vicious Goose, you send your email with your pictures to me at therealwarhipster@gmail.com, and I will have at the end of the video, I have a little video with a graphic which will tell you by which date to submit. But that's how you do it. You send all your pictures to therealwarhipster@gmail.com. I'll pop it in the chat here. therealwarhipster@gmail.com. There you go.
Gmail.com.
Obviously excluding the space that it's put in there, because I've tagged myself apparently in my own message. So there we go. Right. So here we go. He has no choice. No, I have no choice in the kissy faces that I receive. Yeah. So Mr. Boob has been painting the Khan, the Great Khan, the Kagan, to give him his full title. Here he is, Jagatai.
You know what? I was listening to because I went. The reason I've not done as much hobby this month is because I've been trekking for two weeks in Greenland, and for some reason my soundtrack to trekking Greenland when I was flying in was what I can only describe as electro meets Mongolian throat singing, and I feel like that would be the soundtrack for the Khan, because this is really cool. Oh mate, you've done a brilliant job.
It's a bit nice, isn't it?
Oh, he looks so cool. Look at him.
It's a bit nice. It's a bit nice. You've done a bit of a nice job there, buddy.
Oh, it's such a nice model, and you've just done such a great job on it as well. Just looks like such a badass.
So the fun thing with this one, I hope you don't mind me telling the story, Mr. Boob, but a long time ago, Mr. Boob asked me if I was going to paint the Khan when he was announced. I believe that was you, sir. Do tell me if I'm completely wide of the mark. But I was like, yeah, probably, maybe at some point in the future I do have all 18 to do. And then we had that wonderful stream where you guys went a bit crazy and donated me a lot of money to finish my Custodes army. Which I have to finish. I will. Just got to wash a bunch of I've got to wash a bunch of resin now. But other stuff has come up since then, as you guys are well aware. So I got the Khan as part of that because I really wanted to do him. And when the Khan arrived, he was missing a bit. Just one bit. It was one of the little chest medallions. Now he comes with two, one on either side of the chest, left and right. And I was missing the left one. So I emailed Forge World. I said, look, the worst has happened. I'm missing a bit. And they said, not to worry, sir. We'll send you a replacement bit. And they sent me a whole Khan. So I pilfered the bit I was missing from the new Khan. Put it on the one I'd already mostly built. I didn't realize until it was the last bit I was looking for, and I didn't have it. I'd finished. I'd built the whole thing, and I was like, "Where's this last bit?" And I just didn't have it. And I looked everywhere. I looked downstairs, looked around the sink, everything. It just didn't have it. It wasn't in there. Didn't even have a spare bit of sprue from which it had come from. Because when I'm building Forge World, I generally clip off and put all of my little resin runoffs on the left-hand side, and I wasn't missing any sprues. So I just flat out did not have the bit. So yeah, I built the whole thing and I was missing the bit. So obviously I asked them to send me a replacement bit, and they sent me a replacement Khan. So I took the bit, I glued it onto mine, and then I was like, I've now got a whole Khan left over. What do I do with it? So I messaged Mr. Boom and said, I know you want the Khan. Do you want the Khan? And he said yes. So I posted in the Khan. And he has done an excellent job of covering up the missing medallion.
Yeah, it looks great. I couldn't tell, like, at all, looking at it, that there'd been any replacement parts to this. Like, I know Mr. Boob loves his kit bashes and stuff and his replacements, and again, I think it just all blends into the model. It looks fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what? I think you've really captured, like, I think the work on the face is really nice as well. Like, you've really captured that kind of look of, like, you know, he's facing down a challenge there. Like, he's got his sword in the air. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's also, like, you know, gesturing forward the forces of the White Scars. But, like, he looks to me like he's been challenged almost to a duel, and he's, like, you know, raised his sword in the air, like, to meet the challenge. You know, possibly from Mortarion, for example. Yeah, just really nice. Like, really captures that kind of moment in time that the model's supposed to capture, which I love. Yeah, he's definitely had the Lionsgate in mind when working on him. And yeah, for anyone who's not read Warhawk, the previous Siege of Terror book, I strongly advise you to read it, because it's a very good book, and you get some really cool stuff with Jagatai Khan and Mortarion as well. So
I've not got to it yet.
Really good.
I've not got to it yet. I've listened to the first third of the first wall.
Yeah.
That's where I'm up to. So I probably need to start the book again, because I haven't listened to it in months.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I won't give any spoilers, but just the characterization of Khan in that is really, really good, and of the White Scars generally actually is really nice, because like, it gives a nice, because I think they have one other book, don't they, called Scars, I think.
There's a couple. There's Path of Heaven.
Path of Heaven. Okay.
And there's Scars, and there's one more. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. No, and he says he's gone for green to try and apply a demonic presence, and yeah, definitely, like, the base has been infected with the power of the grandfather by the floppity pile piper.
I should put a green filter on.
Maybe he's the one that Khan is challenging. He's come round a corner like, and Khan's just gone stink.
I don't think Sloppity would come out of that encounter particularly healthy.
Yeah, he just sees him, just goes, disappears.
Yeah, that's yeah. Poor Sloppity. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much, Mr. Boob. You've done an absolutely outstanding job on it. I know you've done most of the base, but you hadn't finished it. You were also going to put him on a Land Raider. You did promise me. So, you know. Come on now. Stand by your promises.
Balance on a Land Raider.
Stand by your promises. And if anybody wants to receive a Primarch for free from me, all you have to do is tell me that you really want to see a Primarch, and then make me order it, and then if it's missing a bit, you might get a free one out of it afterwards.
Josh, that's funny, because I'd really like to see Horus Ascended at some point in the future.
Alright.
It's funny you mentioned that.
Alright, yeah, if I get him, and
he's got no World Breaker.
he's missing his mace, you can sculpt one out of green stuff. Right, thank you, Mr. Boob. You are an absolute hero and a legend. So, moving on now, we have the Knight of Zen with Storm Talon Gunship Umime. I'm guessing it's pronounced that way rather than you meme. Rather than like you meme, bro.
I meme, you meme, everybody memes, but this is Umime.
You meme? Do you even meme, bro? So he says he's back on the Desert Lions this month with Storm Talon Gunship Umime, piloted by Forge brother Nguromo. I haven't filled this in a game yet, as I'm too scared to try and transport it to Bad Moon Cafe, but at least it looks nice on the shelf. Maybe I'll get some home hammer in at some point, and we'll see how she flies. Cheers, the Knight of Zen. You are a hero, sir. I really like this. I always love your scheme.
Yeah.
I always love it. I really love when you give me that Xandri dust and white goodness. It's just always fantastic to see. And you're an absolute hero and a legend for painting the Tech Marine inside there, rather than doing what most people do, which is spray that black and then just paint it silver. Such as people like Adam, who are lazy painters, and they shouldn't be allowed in the Tale of Many Warhipsters. No, I'm joking. Of course I'm joking.
I mean, I probably shouldn't, but you're right. No, I think it's awesome, and I love that you've done all the little the control panel as well. That's really cool. I don't know why it reminds me of it's like a Star Wars, like a TIE fighter. Like, you know, it's got all, or an X-wing. It's got all the little, you know, the little buttons, because I don't know, they have that very. I suspect, you know, because this is like a slightly older sculpt, right? But you sort of expect that even in the age of the Imperium, in the age of the Grimdark future, they're going to have like a bit more in the way of like touch screens and maybe more modern stuff. But these have a very, and it's kind of nice, like a nostalgic, like 1970s, like OG Star Wars sci-fi feel, where everything has like switches, or old Star Trek, everything's like physical switches and buttons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of like that.
No, I'm a big fan.
But I think you've done an awesome job. Awesome job, man. And that Xandri Dust white scheme is so clean. As always,
it's just lovely. It's just always lovely to behold it. It is always so nice.
Yeah. I mean, again, once we see family photo from Night of Zen, right?
We had one before.
Lions.
We had one before,
exactly.
and that tickled the pickle, as it were.
Support. Yeah, now we've got air support, right? So I assume there's going to be some, like, maybe some tanks or something in the final week. I don't know, or the final month. But yeah, cracking work, mate. I think that's really, really good.
I remember when these were absolute filth.
They were. There was a period when they were absolute filth.
It was them and Storm Raven gunships standing next to Gilliman.
Yeah, it was pretty much. I mean, let's be honest. It was pretty much anything standing next to Gilliman was the problem.
Stupid core keyword ruining people's fun.
What's that? Yes. Why? I have got 3 hover tanks covered in guns standing next to Gilliman. What of it? Oh, dearie me.
There was 5 at one point.
Oh god, yeah. Dark times. Before the dark times. Before the Empire.
Before the Empyreum. No? Alright.
I'll go with it. No, really good, mate. Really love it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, no, fantastic work. Obviously. Lovely stuff. Next up we have the main man, Mr. Chewy. Mr. Chewy Zero.
Hey.
With the King of the Dead and his Heralds of Dead. He didn't call them the Heralds of Dead. I did, because I thought it would be funny. So he did say to me, the dead do not suffer the living to pass. As promised last month, here is my King of the Dead along with his heralds. As you can see, I decided to be adventurous and add a second colour. So there they are. I think they're great.
You know what though? Yeah, and you know what though? I mean, I like the second colour. I think it obviously picks him out as being the King of the Dead, which is is nice and important. Makes him stand out on the battlefield. But at the same time, these are a really good example of like where a single colour on a model actually still looks really like it really does look good, and it does suit them. Like that kind of green palette, just it's nice and it works. You don't need to worry about doing lots of highlighting and doing lots of anything else because actually these guys just benefit from that single shade. So yeah, no, awesome work, man, awesome work, and love seeing the King of the Dead and the dead men of Dunharrow, I believe.
Yes, I really love seeing this, looking at this photo when it came through, because it doesn't look like they're attached to their bases by any way.
Yeah, they look like they're kind of hovering over them, don't they?
It's just really well lit,
Yes.
which is a compliment of your photographing skills.
No, nice photography, Mr. Chewy.
But yeah, no, I think it looks fantastic. I really like as well the choice of being a much paler colour for the cloak, because often I think in the box art it's a dark red that they went for.
Yeah, and it kind of looks weird with the spectral nature of them. Whereas I think it really like it looks like it's just maybe what's the best way to describe it, like even like just a more corporeal part of him almost. Like that it's kind of, because in the Lord of the Rings film they have that cool effect where like bits of them kind of fade in and out, so at one point you can see kind of the whole face and then it's like a skeleton showing through and they're sort of both alive and dead at the same time, which obviously fits the lore of what they are. So this is really nice. It's like that kind of ghostly echo of what once was and the glory that they once had before they obviously shamed themselves in the original war.
None but the king of Warhipsters can compliment me. He's also...
Do not trust the Aragorn.
They had none... was it?
They had no honor in life, they have none now in death.
There it is. He also has some Knights of Macha. Here they are. Behold. Behold, we have some Inceptors. You think I ran out of data?
Yeah, it seems to be working for me. If it's not working, Vicious Goose, you let us know, but it seems to be all working from my point of view. I can see us talking about the Knights of Macha.
Yeah. I do apologise if...
Do we have some more cool backstory on these guys? Has Tree sent some over?
We don't. We have, as for the Knights of Macha, they have received reinforcements in the form of some second-hand Inceptors. Unable to decide on a uniform style for my bases, I picked 3 different options. I quite like the one on the right, where I've attempted some OSL around green glass shards. I think it came out quite well. Not sure the picture does it justice. Oh, yeah, no, it absolutely does. Keeping it short and sweet for this month. I'm hard at work on my entry for the final chapter, so I'll see you all there. I'm looking forward to seeing it, Mr. Chewy.
Yeah, man, that's cool. No, I really like the bases, and I'm a big fan of using, because those flying stand things you get with these models in particular are absolute plums. So seeing people do creative stuff with basing to still get the flying effect is really nice. So yeah, no, big fan of these, man. I think they look really good.
The thing is about those flying stands is until you've built an Arcanaut Ironclad.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
You can't really pass judgment on Seraphim or the Inceptor stands, because the Arcanaut Ironclad. Once you've glued it once, never move that model. Ever. Just leave it where it is. Because if you break it, it's not going back on.
Yeah, no. No, really, really good stuff, Chewy. And again, like another great example of where, obviously the individual models are awesome and we love seeing them, but when we get that family photo, I can, like, thinking through what you've done over the last 11 months, I just know it's going to look awesome when it's all together.
I'm anticipating like a Land Raider or something as like the final.
Yeah, when he said he's working on something big, yeah, it'll probably be like a Land Raider with like a dude on top of it as well.
Yeah. A Land Raider that's got raven wings Covered in birds.
Covered in birds. Hey, you know I'm a big fan of stuff that's covered in birds. So
You are a big fan of things being covered in birds, and that is all we'll say on the matter. We're going to move
put a bird on it.
Put a bird on it. Put a donk on it. Right. Next up, we have Mikey's Wargaming with some Eldari Corsairs.
Ooh.
So here they are.
These were the Kill Team box, weren't they?
They
the
certainly
Eldari
were.
Corsairs.
Certainly
Yeah,
were.
they're cool. I really like these. I really like the models. I think you've done a great job on them, man.
Yeah, no, they're really, really nice. It's a really nice scheme as well. I haven't actually seen Eldari Corsairs painted in anything other than what they were painted on the box art, and it really works in this. I really like it.
It does, and I like them because they nicely straddle the line between Drakari and Craft Worlds, like really nicely. I like the like white bone color as well on all the guns and all the like pauldrons and not pauldrons, the like handles and guards of the blades as well. They're really cool.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love it. I really love it. Like it's like a reinterpretation of the box art because it's a darker blue. Because they have it like almost like Pterodon turquoise, Achillean green
turquoise,
isn't it? Or Croxigor scales as it probably is now, or probably Eldari emerald. Who knows?
Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of which, I've just remembered that paint exists for an upcoming project.
Eldari Emerald.
So there we go. We have the Eldari Corsairs. I think he's done a fantastic job. I really like the Farseer. It is a Farseer, isn't it?
Cool, isn't he? Yeah, I think he doesn't have quite the same amount of oomph as a Farseer, but he is there. They're seer of the various strands of fate.
And that's like an Archon's helmet, isn't it? There on this guy on the.
Yeah, it's very similar, and a lot of the others are like almost with the ears. They're almost incubi-esque as well, which I like. And they've all got the little again, talking about straddling the line in design between Craftworld and between Drakari, the little kind of aerial or fin, whatever you want to call it, on their backpacks. You'll note the sort of Farseer guys one, or the Warlocks one, is kind of just, it's like straight, or not straight, but it's smooth, much like those on all the Eldari. Whereas the other guys have all got like the notches and the spikes on them, which are more like the Drakari one. So yeah, really, really nice, man. Really nice job bringing these models together. I think they look great.
Yeah, 100%. Really love it. He's got one more picture.
Bases as well. Yeah.
Which I think is going to do exactly what it did last week, because I've only just remembered that it happened half of it. So one moment, callers. We just got to... Wait, what's going on here? There we go. So we need to just quickly edit this just a little bit. There we go.
Oh, A to the 40k homeboys here. Hello, mate. You have missed a fair bit. I think we are pretty much done now, aren't we, Josh? Of all of our contributions for the month.
Yes, this is the last one.
Yeah. So you'll just have to go and watch the video, Mr. A to the 40k homeboy.
I didn't see anything from you, my friend. I don't know if you sent it to me by other means, but I couldn't find an email from you, unfortunately. If you do have something, drop it to me in Discord now, and we'll quickly put it up whilst we're talking about Mikey's Wargaming's converted Master Archon. So he sent me pictures of it being converted, and also of the finished article. So there we go.
I'm a big fan because the Archon. Yeah, I'm a big fan because the Archon model, I think, is a bit dull. Because the Archon model, if people don't know, is the one where he's like this.
Yeah.
Like doing the kind of Egyptian pharaoh pose, and he's got like the sword in one hand and the gun in the other, and he's just kind of stood on his tippy toes. I think it's a bit rubbish. So a lot of people do convert up their Archons, and this is a great example. And that green stuff cloak, real nice.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's really lovely.
Yeah. It is really good.
It's very dynamic to the way that the model is moving, because sometimes you find with like some green stuff conversions, it's a talent in and of itself, but sometimes the motion of the model isn't considered when it comes to what it's doing. So I saw a really good one. A friend of mine actually said it to me. He said, "There's something not right about this, and I can't figure out what it is." And he'd done it, and it was on the what's it called? You know that old Primaris sergeant who's holding his helmet, and he's got his sword out to the side.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm thinking of? I probably
Yeah.
got him in here. Where is he?
Yeah, no, I know the one you mean. Where he's got the,
Yeah. Anyway, he'd given him a green stuff cloak, and it was all like billowing out back as if he was in motion. And I was like, is he standing completely straight up in a wind tunnel? He was like, that's the one.
he's in very high winds.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
there we go. That's it. That's what's happened here. So yeah, he went back to the drawing board on it. But I really like here that it really goes with the motion of the model. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks really good, man. That's awesome, and the color scheme's nice as well. Like to go with the Corsairs as well. That kind of, I guess, maybe more greeny version of it.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Is it a witch body, or is it a incubi body?
Might be the legs off a witch, maybe.
Yeah, legs off a witch.
Don't know. Yeah, let us know, Mikey. So I'd be interested in that. I think it's the torso off of a regular Cabalite, and then the shoulder pads and the back blade I think are maybe off of an Archon. An Archon, an Incubi, like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna zoom in for you. Whoa! For the paint job. So there you go.
Yeah.
You can see it. Just there. It looks fantastic. I mean, Mikey's scheme is fantastic. I love it.
It is really good.
The dark green is just beautiful.
And it's classic. It's so classic Dark Eldar as well.
Yeah, it's just so evil.
Like dark green, purple. Yeah. It's like, you know what? Because all this stuff about poison. Like to me, it screams like poisonous, like insidious kind of evil. That kind of like regal purple that's been perverted alongside the very dark green, kind of almost jade armor. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Like it's lurking in the shadow with malice and intent.
In Comora.
Yeah.
Dark City.
Here we go. Just move that there. And there we have it. So, thank you very much to all of the submitters for Chapter 11. That's us, John.
Cheers,
so we're going to go back to this screen. Oh, God. I was going to say seamlessly, but then I tripped over the word. So it wasn't seamless at all. It was definitely seamed. So there we have it, guys. Tale of Many Warhipsters, Chapter 11 in the bag. Adam, as always, I'm going to ask you, which one was your favourite?
So, I'm tempted to say, obviously, I thought Meg's was fantastic, but that seems like an obvious choice. So because I waxed lyrical for so long about it, I'm going to say Dave. I thought your Lord Arcanum was fantastic, actually. So, that's brilliant. I'm going to say that is my favourite for the month.
Awesome. My favourites are Alice's models. Because of...
Yeah, man.
In such a short space of time, she's nearly assembled a full 2,000-point army. She's painting completely autonomously, and it's looking fantastic. And she's doing it with a really hard army. The Nighthaint. Let's be real.
Nighthaint.
As a starting army, Nighthaint was always a questionable choice from Age of Sigmar, from the Age of Sigmar lords who make the decisions, because ghosts are easy to paint, hard to make look fantastic. And she's at the point now where she's making them look fantastic. And it's just a really tough army. It's a really tough challenge to overcome. And, you know, it's a little bit biased, but I don't care. This is my show.
No, I don't think it's biased at all. The problem we have every month we do this when you ask to pick a favourite is that just what you guys contribute, and it's been the abiding theme over the last 11 months, and long may it continue, is that the stuff that you contribute is just bloody brilliant. Like it's just all really good. Like everything, the Desert Lions, the Corsairs we've just seen here, going right back through Dave's like Stormcast that he's done from the individual kind of warrior squads, the Stormcast Eternal squads, right up to the bigger models like the dragons and the, as you say, the guy on the Lord Arcanum. Like there's a whole level of progress there, and a whole level of creativity and quality that is just flawless across all of you. Like your Khan, Mr. Beeb, as well as your Praetorian Trading Company stuff, which is its whole own army with its own lore and that kind of thing. I think it's brilliant. So it's really genuinely really hard to pick a favourite. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's biased at all, man. I think everyone should be really proud. But yeah, like everybody, fantastic stuff.
The Black Templars that we've seen at many different intervals throughout this.
Yeah. The Black Templars. You know, it's funny. I saw somebody the other day on Twitter who said, I haven't seen many completed Black Templar armies. The army books are very popular, it seems, but I've not seen many completed armies. And I was thinking, do you know what? Come on over to Tale of Many Warhipsters, because let me tell you, you will see plenty of amazing quality Black Templars getting painted up by people who contribute to this. And I'm sure at the end, we will see a whole bunch of really, really, really cool looking Black Templar armies, as well as everything else.
Yeah, definitely. Necromunda, we've had Blood Bowl, we've had
Star Wars Legion, other game systems as well.
We had a bit of War Machine, Warmer Hordes. We had that as well.
Warmer Hordes.
We've had a lot of 40k. We've had a lot of Age of Sigmar. We've had a lot of demons. They were all a bit shit though.
Lot of chaos.
The guy who kept submitting demons every month was just the worst. I liked it when he started doing, actually trying. But
I like 840k Homeboy's comment where he says, "You cannot complete a Black Templar's army. The crusade is eternal."
He's spot on.
It's a very Templary thing to say, which I agree. The crusade is indeed eternal for endless painting.
He's absolutely correct. Yes. So, what does this all mean then? Chapter 11 is done, so that means that we have, as we have been talking about throughout this episode, we have one final episode left to go. Chapter 12. The season finale.
It's a
of Tale of Many Warhipsters.
I'm going to stop there before you get copyright struck.
Thank you. That would be very kind of you. So, Chapter 12. I have a video that will play over our faces now because the deadline is the 3rd of October. Week commencing the 3rd of October will be the Chapter 12 deadline for all of you. Don't worry, we will play this 2 times in case you miss it the first time. Or email all pictures, videos, text, etc. to therealwarhipster@gmail.com so that we can see it all in its final form. We may be doing Season 2 at some point. If you guys want to keep going, we will do a Season 2.
Yes. Yeah.
We will definitely do it. I might look at changing the format a little bit to make it so that it's like the stream always happens on this day and the submission is always this day. So like say it's like the last Friday of the month is the submission, and then the first Friday of the consecutive month is the stream, for example, just to make it a little bit easier, I think, on folks, because this format has been fun, it's been good, and I've enjoyed it. But I know that the question is always, when's the deadline? Because we all forget, right?
We move it around, right? Yeah.
We move it around, and life gets in the way, and this, that, and the other.
Well, what I will say is, I mean, and we have not, Josh and I have not discussed it beforehand, so I'm about to make a suggestion, a wild suggestion, Josh, which is, well, I'll say one thing first, and I'll make a wild suggestion. The first thing I was going to say is, sadly, summer is drawing to a close. The nights will start drawing in. It's a time of hot cocoa, a time of pumpkin spice latte if you're a college girl in the US, or possibly UK. Or you like pumpkin spice lattes. I don't know, maybe it's up to you. But also, October, when our deadline falls, it is the spookiest of months, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yes.
So we know that we have at least one entrant, Miss Alice, Miss Mostly Harmless Minis, who has got the spoopy ghost. But perhaps, as well as your regular entry, perhaps everybody this month could submit what they think is their spookiest entry for the spoopy month. Would that be something that would work?
Yeah, maybe everyone paint something spoopy. We could do something spoopy for spoopy month.
You got some demons. I'm sure I can rustle up something chaotic.
Yeah. 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 I could do a video painting a model in a spoopy way. So that would involve kind of painting a model with the lights off and then filling that video full of jump scares, which I don't know if people really want to see a jump scare painting tutorial. It's quite often one of the things I get complimented on is how relaxing this content can be. I don't really want to alienate my audience by having just people. So, and next up, was my usual thing is, so with that done, what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to
And I feel like Mr. Goose is definitely wanting some more Disc Please Tease and Each content as well. So maybe you could do something spoopy out of that.
How many Warhipsters would it take to paint the fourth bridge? The what?
I don't know. Quite a few. The fourth bridge in Scotland.
Oh.
You know what he means, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Because it took the whole thing with the fourth bridge was, and to be fair, I think it's not the case anymore because modern paint. But I believe the whole thing with the fourth bridge was always they painted it end to end, and then basically once they finished, they had to just restart again because of obviously the weather up there, and it's across the Firth of Forth, so the sea. Or the storms and stuff damage the paintwork, and they have to keep constantly repainting it. But how many Warhipsters would it take? I don't know. As a team, I think we could get it done pretty quickly. Give us a load of what colour is it? It's probably like
it's red, isn't it?
Single burgundy meets flesh. Yeah, maybe a Flesh Terror's red burgundy typey colour. Maybe.
Paint the fourth bridge with contrast paint. Goodness me.
Get up there with some contrast paint. Give it some definition. We'll look fabulous.
This is the thing about I was thinking about this the other day. If I bought a house and I was to paint my perfect studio, have a perfect background behind me, I would want an accent wall, but that accent wall to have a strip that contains every single one of the contrast paints. So one, it acts as a reference for my eye. So I go, oh, what colour do I need? Oh, Eandon yellow. That's number one. That's that one there. But also I think that would be pretty cool. But then I realised that I would probably have to do that myself, and I'd have to use a roller.
Yeah.
And using contrast points with a roller, I don't know if contrast paints with a roller would work. So I don't know if painting the fourth bridge is something that we can do. But I would certainly give it a try if the Scottish government came to me and asked me for my advice.
We'll look into it. We'll look into it.
If you need content, Arcane Cataclysm box, rest of season each.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I know you may not need the points, but hey. No, I will need the points. I will need the points, because I've got 20 pink horrors, a Lord of Change, a Change Caster, and now a, what's he called?
Change Master.
Curseling.
Wait, you've said the Change Caster. Curseling, that's the one.
But I do need to do the Kyrek Acolytes, and I will need to do the Tzangors. Zangors. And the Zangor Enlightened. Yes, no, we will get that done. But yes, I'm going to flash up that video one more time for you folks at home. So we're just going to do that for you here. So, as mentioned, Chapter 12 deadline is a week commencing the 3rd of October. And if you would like to submit, you can do by sending emails of pictures, videos, text, etc. to therealwarhipster@gmail.com. In case you don't want to miss out on the season finale of Tale of Many Warhipsters. There will be a little break in Tale of Many Warhipsters. We won't go right into it again from November. Maybe we'll kick it off on New Year's Day for season 2. That might be quite fun.
New year, new army, new Tale of Many Warhipsters.
New year, new army, new hipster. I'll shave my head and style my beard. I did think I've been doing a really good job of doing this stream tonight, and I think it might be because of the way I'm wearing my headphones and the way I've tied it up, but it looks like I'm starting to thin out at the front here, which is, I've done a very good job of ignoring it until now. But then I said new hipster, and I thought, oh no, I'm looking at that.
I'm gonna buy you a series of increasingly elaborate toupees, and we'll do it. We'll both do it in like powdered wigs. That'll be New Year, new Warhipster. We'll be very hipster because it will be, retro, but like the 18th century.
We did talk about that, didn't we? About doing themed costumes for videos. Most of them do revolve around buying a form of wig.
Yeah. Why are you dressed as Batman? because today we're doing the Night Lords.
Doing the Night Lord. Sorry, I just need to cover my my hands in viscera for it to be an accurate costume. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. This was A Tale of Many Warhipsters, Chapter 11 live, and we will be doing the season finale next month in mid-October. And I will just say, as a final thing, thank you so much for all of your submissions and for being with us on this journey for this whole year. There is 1 month left to go, so I'm excited to see everyone's family photos and what everybody achieves this month as well. So any new stuff you paint, send it, and then also send family photos as well. Or I will trawl back through the hundreds of pictures that I've got and I will display them all on screen. And it will be a 6-hour long stream, so we might have to start that in the middle of the day. But
oh my god,
there we go. It's going to be great. It's going to be a good one. Thank you so much for watching.
All right.
I have been the
Thanks,
Warhipster. You have been ADR Wargaming, and you all at home have been Many Warhipsters. I'm trying it out as a final sign-off. We'll get that right after 12 episodes. See you all later, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all on Wednesday.